If you've ever thought about pulling your kids out of school and the very next thought was, but what if I mess them up? I want you to hear me out for 9 minutes, because that fear you feel, it's not a coincidence. It's the product. They want you to be scared to homeschool. And once you see how the trick works, you can't unsee it. Hi, so if you're new here, I'm Allison. Some of you may know me from the carnivore side of the internet, but this little corner right here, this is my homeschool room. I've got 2 kids. One just finished, actually, first year at community college, and one just wrapped up 10th grade. We did most of it with books that cost less than a pizza. And I'm telling you that not to brag. I'm telling you because almost 2 years ago, I was exactly where you are right now. Scared, untethered, convinced that I would ruin them, convinced that I needed a teaching degree and a curriculum that cost a lot. None of that turned out to be true. Here's the thing. Nobody tells you. The fear you feel about homeschooling, that you're not smart enough, not patient enough, not certified enough, that fear didn't come from nowhere. It was taught. For 100 years, if not more, we have been told that educating your own child is something only experts can do. That you need a building and a bell schedule and a master's degree and a $50,000 tuition check, or your kid is going to end up being unprepared for life. Now I want you to look around. Are the kids coming out of those buildings actually prepared? Because we hear it all over the news, especially lately. The numbers are astonishing. American kids cannot read. Seniors can't read. Silhouette, extraordinary, gauche. These are not difficult words. 2/3 of American 4th graders cannot read at grade level. In a system that is supposed to be the safe choice, you know what's wild? The unsafe choice, the scary one, has produced literate kids for over 200 years with a book you can download for free. So there is a phrase that I keep coming back to. With the shekels come the shackles. What that means is wherever the money flows, the rules follow. So public school is funded by tax dollars. Public school answers to people writing the checks. There's an agenda. Those people are not you. They are not me. They are a system that needs your kid in that seat for 13 years to keep its funding intact. So when a family pulls a kid out and that kid thrives, when a mom in Indiana with no teaching degree and a $4 thrift store book gets her kid reading above grade level and able to think, that's not just a personal win, that's a threat, because it proves the whole thing was optional all along. I'm not telling you public school is evil. I'm not telling you teachers are the bad guys. Most teachers I know are heartbroken about what they're being asked to do. I'm telling you the system has a financial reason to keep you scared. And once you see that, the fear loses a lot of its grip. All right, so if the fear is fake, what is actually real? What actually teaches a kid to read, write, and think? That's the most important part. Turns out the answer is older than your grandma's grandma. It's phonics. Real phonics, the kind they taught in a one-room schoolhouse in the 1800s with a book called the McGuffey Reader. Let me show you what I mean. This is a McGuffey. You can get it for free off a website called Project Gutenberg. It's in the public domain. It teaches a kid to read by sounding out letters. I know, it's a crazy idea, right? Sounding out letters. We used to do that. Then somewhere along the way, somebody decided kids should learn to read by guessing at words from pictures. Yes, that's a real thing. That's not me being dramatic. It's a real method called 3Qing, and it's why, I think in my opinion, it's why 2/3 of 4th graders can't read. There's also the technology part with iPads and Chromebooks, and that opens up a portal that we'll get to later in a different video. So a free book from 1836 beats a $50,000 a year private school if they're not teaching phonics. It beats any public school that's not teaching kids how to think. That's not an opinion. That's just math. I know some of you are thinking, but Allison, that's great. But I have to work. I have 3 kids. I don't have 8 hours a day to be a full-time teacher. I get it. Maybe you don't want to do that. And I understand that. I didn't want to for years. You don't need 8 hours. You need about 20 minutes. That is the whole framework I'm going to teach you on this channel. It's like a 20-minute rescue. It can be supplement if you are just, the teachers are going to ask you to supplement with sending home homework for your child, sight words to learn. You might as well take the 20 minutes and teach them something that's going to stick. 20 focused minutes a day with the right book, and you can rescue a kid who is drowning in a school that stopped teaching them how to read. I've read through these. I can see how it's going to teach them to read and to think. It's going to also teach them morals, which has been thrown out the window. It's worked in many people's houses for a couple of hundred of years. It's not magic. It's just what teaching used to be before everything got complicated. That sounds like something you want to know more about. Go ahead and subscribe. I'm putting out one of these videos every week. Next week, I'm walking you through the actual exact 20-minute routine. It doesn't even have to be a routine. It can be a rhythm. You get to teach them what you want. All parents are teachers. All parents are teachers. You're going to be teaching your kids something. You get to teach them your beliefs. You get to teach them what is right and wrong. You get to teach them exactly what you want them to know. And there is nothing more treasured and valuable than that. Okay, but what about socialization? Let me tell you something. Your kid sitting in a row, not allowed to talk for 7 hours a day, that's not socialization. Grouped with 20 other kids their exact same age, that's false socialization. That's compliance. It's institutionalization. Real socialization is mixed ages, real conversation. Your kid talking to the lady at the grocery store, maybe they're going to talk to some people at church, they'll be fine. Oh, here's another one. But I'm not smart enough. You are your child's first teacher. But I'm not smart enough. Okay, so there's a learning gap from the kids coming out of school. You are smart enough. You're going to teach your child the hardest things that they're going to learn, and that is how to talk and how to walk. You can teach them to read. But what if they're unprepared? The kids coming out of the institutions, the public schools and the private schools, the prep schools, they're not prepared, okay? They can't read and they can't think. They can't read to comprehension. But what about the high school stuff like algebra and chemistry? Okay, my oldest kid is in community college and we didn't have a chemistry lab. And she's not, going for chemistry. She's going for education. But here's a funny thing. When a Supreme Court justice can't tell you what a woman is, why does an elementary school teacher need to take upper level biology? Things that make you go, None of the kids coming out of private school and public school, the majority of them, not the outliers, have learning gaps. You learn as an adult, when you need to know something, you learn it. Oh, here's a good one. But what if I mess them up? The system is currently messing them up. I could tell you some things that happened at a private Christian school with technology and an app and internet and strangers that would curl your toes, put hair on your chest. The question is, can you do it better than 2/3 of these kids that can't read? And the answer is yes, with 20 minutes a day and a free book. Here's what this channel is. This is my homeschool room. I am not a teacher. I did teach in pre-K a couple years and I loved it. But I'm not going to be selling you curriculum. I am a mom in Indiana who figured out that the cheapest, oldest, most boring looking books in the world still teach kids to read better than the shiny stuff with the $300 price tag. Same way I figured out that meat and eggs at the grocery store, the cheapest ones you can buy, is still going to be anything in the snack aisle. Every week, I'm going to show you one piece of the puzzle, like the books, the 20 minutes, the phonics, the freedom. There's no fear, there's no fluff, there's no upsell. It's just what works. Because they want you to be scared to homeschool, and I want you to know you don't have to be. All right, if this video gave you some peace of mind, or made you mad, or made you think, leave it in the comments. I want you to tell me, what's the one fear that's been holding you back? I read every comment. I will answer as many as I can, which is going to be all of them. So go ahead and subscribe if you are enjoying my content. I really appreciate it. Give it a like, thumbs up, and I will see you next week. Thanks again. Bye.